Did you know that the average person spends over 12 hours a week managing stuff they don't need? That's like a full day of your life spent organizing, cleaning, and maintaining clutter. What if you could free up that time? What if you could spend more of your day doing things that actually matter? Minimalism isn't just about getting rid of things, it's about creating space in your life to focus on what's truly important. In this video, we'll explore how living with less can give you more time, more peace, and more freedom to focus on your passions, relationships, and goals. You'll discover how decluttering your physical space and digital world can dramatically free up time. You'll learn how simplifying your daily routines and shifting your mindset can help you take control of your time like never before. Stick around, because the power of minimalism goes way beyond just tidying up. It's about reclaiming your most valuable resource, time. Chapter 1. Declutter your space, declutter your mind. We've all heard the saying, a cluttered space equals a cluttered mind. But there's science behind this. According to the Journal of Neuroscience, clutter can reduce the brain's ability to focus and process information. Imagine constantly being surrounded by things you don't use or need. The brain is forced to manage that chaos, leaving little energy for creativity or relaxation. Minimalism, in its essence, helps clear that mental clutter. When you declutter your physical space, your mind follows. Start small. Begin by sorting through areas of your home that are high traffic, like your kitchen or living room. Keep only the essentials, things you use daily or deeply love. According to a study by the National Association of Professional Organizers, 55% of people feel stressed when their environment is messy. But once they declutter, 60% report feeling calmer and more in control. The beauty of minimalism isn't about perfection, it's about creating space for what truly matters. By reducing distractions, you create an environment that fosters clarity and productivity. Think of it as a reset button for your mind. Decluttering doesn't just free up your space, it allows your mind to breathe and focus on what's important. Another powerful strategy is the one in, one out rule. For every new item you bring into your life, remove something. This keeps your environment lean and intentional. Over time, this habit reduces decision fatigue, a phenomenon where we feel mentally drained by the sheer number of choices we have to make daily. With minimalism, you begin to experience a sense of freedom to focus on hobbies, relationships, and goals instead of spending energy managing excess stuff. Chapter 2. The time trap of overconsumption. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded with ads and promotions. The average American, for instance, is exposed to over 4,000 ads per day, creating a culture of constant wanting and consuming. We often buy things on impulse, thinking they will bring us happiness or satisfaction. But what happens is the opposite. These possessions eat up our time. Think about the time spent shopping, not just physically but mentally. Researchers from the University of Michigan found that the average person spends 80 hours a year shopping online. That's more than 2 full work weeks. Minimalism helps break this cycle. By being intentional about what we buy, we avoid wasting time on things we don't need. Time is one of the most precious resources we have. Yet, according to a report by Deloitte, Americans spend about 6.5 hours per day on screens, many of which are spent scrolling through endless product listings. This time could be spent on more meaningful activities. The less we consume, the more we have to invest in relationships, hobbies, or relaxation. A minimalist lifestyle encourages you to ask one simple question before making any purchase: do I really need this? This single question can save hours spent managing, organizing, and caring for things that add little value to your life. Over time, this creates not just more physical space but more mental space too. Think about the joy of not feeling the pressure to keep up with the latest trends or gadgets. According to the Journal of Consumer Research, people who embrace minimalism report higher satisfaction with fewer possessions, compared to those who constantly seek more. By cutting back on consumption, you'll find that you have more time for what you truly value. Chapter 3. Simplifying daily routines to create space. One of the easiest ways minimalism helps create more time is by simplifying our daily routines. We often don't realize how much time we spend on repetitive tasks, things like deciding what to wear, meal prepping, or cleaning. But when we simplify, we save time. For example, let's talk about wardrobe minimalism. Did you know that the average person spends about 17 minutes every morning deciding what to wear? That's almost 2 full hours a week. By adopting a minimalist wardrobe, where you focus on a few versatile pieces that match well together, you cut that decision time dramatically. You don't need to waste mental energy on choices that don't matter. Similarly, minimalism can simplify meal planning. The average American spends about 60 minutes per day thinking about and preparing food, according to the Food Institute. Minimalism encourages you to streamline your meals, focusing on simple, healthy options. This not only saves time but reduces the stress of trying to decide what to eat every day. Another hidden time saver? Cleaning. A cluttered home requires more upkeep. The more stuff you own, the more you need to clean and organize. Research from the University of California shows that clutter can take up as much as 40% of a person's time. But by reducing what you own, you make cleaning quicker and more efficient. Minimalism also fosters a single-tasking approach to life. In today's world, we've been conditioned to multitask. However, studies show that multitasking actually reduces productivity. Minimalists focus on one task at a time, allowing for deeper concentration and higher quality results. By simplifying your routine, you gain time to focus on the present moment rather than feeling spread thin. Ultimately, simplifying your routines doesn't just give you back your time. It gives you control over how you use that time. Instead of being reactive to your day, you become proactive, ensuring that what matters most, whether it's spending time with family, pursuing your passions, or simply relaxing, is given priority. If you found these strategies useful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Chapter 4. Quality over quantity. Focus on what truly matters. In a world that constantly pushes us to have more, minimalism flips the script by encouraging us to focus on less, but with more meaning. It's not about giving up everything, but about keeping what truly enriches our lives. Studies show that people who focus on quality over quantity report higher life satisfaction. A study from the University of California found that relationships, not possessions, are the strongest predictor of happiness. One of the best ways to embrace this idea is by shifting your attention to fewer, deeper relationships. Minimalism isn't just about decluttering your home, it's also about decluttering your social life. Research from the Social, Psychological and Personality Science Journal found that maintaining just a few close relationships is far more fulfilling than trying to manage a long list of acquaintances. When you spend less time maintaining superficial connections, you have more time to nurture the relationships that truly matter. Minimalism also helps reduce time spent on things that aren't valuable to you. Instead of attending every event or meeting, you can choose to focus on the activities and people that align with your values. This can be a game changer for your time. A study by the American Psychological Association found that people who focus on fewer commitments experience less burnout and greater happiness. By embracing minimalism in your personal and professional life, you prioritize what is truly important. For instance, if you reduce the amount of clutter in your workspace, you can concentrate more deeply on high-impact tasks. Instead of juggling numerous projects, minimalism allows you to focus on fewer things that align with your long-term goals. Another unique aspect of minimalism is how it reshapes your view of possessions. The Journal of Consumer Research highlights that owning fewer possessions often leads to more satisfaction and less stress. Instead of collecting things for status, minimalism encourages you to collect memories and experiences. It's not about owning the latest gadget but enjoying the life you've built with the essentials. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more helpful tips. Chapter 5. Freedom from digital clutter. Time without screens. In the digital age, we're all familiar with the pull of screens. But the time spent scrolling, clicking, and consuming online can be a massive drain. According to the Nielsen Company, the average American spends over 10 hours a day on screens, including TV, computers, and mobile devices. What if that time was spent on something more fulfilling? Minimalism offers a solution: digital decluttering. Start by unsubscribing from unnecessary emails, reducing the number of social media apps you use, and limiting the time spent on your phone. A Pew Research Center study found that 45% of people who cut down on screen time reported feeling less stressed and more productive. Digital minimalism is about being intentional with your time and avoiding endless distractions. One simple yet effective strategy is to turn off notifications for apps that aren't essential. A study from Harvard Business Review found that constantly checking notifications can cost you an average of 2.1 hours a day. By turning off unnecessary alerts, you can reclaim that lost time. Another technique is to declutter your digital files. Research by Deloitte suggests that the average person spends over 12 hours a month searching for misplaced files or photos on their devices. By organizing your digital world, you make it easier to find what you need and reduce the time wasted in digital chaos. A key to digital minimalism is practicing time blocking. Set specific times for checking emails or social media and stick to them. Studies show that people who schedule their tech time are more productive and experience less stress. It's all about creating boundaries that protect your time and energy. Chapter 6. The Minimalist Mindset. Time as a valuable resource. Minimalism isn't just about what you own or how much you consume, it's also a mindset. When you shift your perspective on time, you realize it's one of the few things you can never get back. Research from the Time Use Institute shows that the average person spends over 40% of their day on tasks that don't contribute to their long-term happiness. Imagine reclaiming that time. The minimalist mindset encourages you to prioritize your time just as you would your finances. Think of time as a precious resource that needs to be spent wisely. Minimalism teaches us to ask, is this activity aligned with my values? By focusing on what matters most, you spend less time on distractions. One effective strategy for cultivating this mindset is time auditing. For a week, track how much time you spend on various activities. According to the Harvard Business Review, people who track their time are 50% more likely to achieve their personal goals. This awareness allows you to identify time wasters and replace them with more meaningful activities. Another mindset shift comes from letting go of the idea that busyness equals productivity. A report from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that constant busyness actually leads to burnout and decreases overall productivity. Minimalism teaches you to focus on deep work, where your full attention is directed toward a single, meaningful task. Minimalists often practice saying no to things that don't serve their priorities. This allows you to conserve your time for the things that truly matter. Research shows that people who set clear boundaries around their time are more likely to feel fulfilled and less stressed. In a world full of distractions, learning to say no can be one of the most powerful strategies for reclaiming your time. By embracing the minimalist mindset, you see time not as something to be filled up, but as something to be used intentionally. Every moment is a choice. Minimalism offers you the freedom to live with purpose, choosing how to spend your time on what truly makes you happy. If you found these strategies helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more valuable content on how to live a more intentional life.